Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about my experience with pre-ordering today, which ups and downs, roller coaster. If you're not a premium member, then you might be like re-experiencing exactly this tomorrow, is why I'm making this video. And a lot of people are really upset, but guess what? If you missed out, it's back in stock right now, and while I'm filming. But mine was out of stock. This is what it looked like on my phone. I got a little story to tell. A bit of frustration dealing with all of this today. Not all of it's Pulse's fault, but it is a little annoying. But I cracked the code. I know why. I know why. I can prove it. What happened today? What all is going on? Still a lot of deals in stock if you want to get them. Well, I don't know if they're deals. But the Fatal Fluffy is really the main thing I wanted. And, you know, the other thing I wanted, it was really easy to get. But I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to share my experience coming up. Alright, so I do not enjoy jumping through the hoops like this to get the things that I want, and I only wanted two things, so it really wasn't a big deal. And this morning, I set my alarm to make sure I was in front of my computer and not doing anything else. So I drop everything I'm doing, get in front of the computer. My internet was down, which I hadn't happened in, I don't know, months. I didn't expect that. So I scrambled real quick, had about 10 minutes to go, to get my phone ready to go, and logged in. And I was logged in on Pulse. I was logged in on PayPal, and I thought that's all it needed. Well, it made me go through this process where I had to verify my PayPal at the PayPal checkout, and during that 4 minutes, I missed out. Now, when I was done, it says it's sold out, and then later on in the day, it popped back up. So it was back in stock. It's back in stock right now as I talk, and I will have to point something out to you. So a lot of people are really frustrated, like, why does it sell out like that, and then why is it back? And well, from past years and seeing how this went, I think I figured it out. I think a lot of people get frustrated about this, and you know, it's pre-order status right now. We will discuss that, but before I get into explaining what happened here, I just want to talk about the feeling I had when I felt like I missed out. When I felt like I missed out, I thought I was just going to cancel everything. So I have several pre-orders since I re-upped my premium, and I didn't have to wait and put it all in one order so I can get to save the $7 and all that. And I think I'm pretty much, after today, the premium's covered what I would have paid in shipping. So that is a negative, but I'll get talking about that premium shipping. But I was going to cancel this. I got this. This is the timed pre-order. Still have 14 days left if you want to get it on that. I think it's pretty good value for what it is. And I do kind of like them. I did get in on this. I only got one set. So I guess I can't open a set. But I guess that's not my point. I will keep it sealed anyway. But that's been since sold out. But I was starting to get on top of wanting to cancel stuff. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's sold out. But at this time, I didn't have internet access anyway. So I went out and I just did other things. So this here, I was going to cancel this because although I think it's way cooler than a standard Vamp, the Vamp 2 here, I was just be like, well, it's just the feeling I get. I just want to cancel it. And so I go do my stuff, I come back, and now it's back in stock for pre-order. Now, I do want to say something. As you see, I showed you a few things that I've pre-ordered. One thing, if you don't have their premium, which it does suck, you have to pay $50 to have the premium. But if you don't have the premium, then you're probably gonna be like me, want to get everything on one order. And if you try to get everything on one order, something will be out of stock. You won't. That's just how it always is. So I went to the Fatal Fluffy first and pre-ordered it. Although it took me 4 minutes, so I wasn't able to get it. But then later on in the afternoon, after I got back from my errands, then I was able to get it. So you can still probably get it now. Well, now while I'm filming, not probably in the morning. So I don't know how that's going to go in the morning. So if you don't have premium in the morning and you want to get these Fatal Fluffies, if you get them and then pay the $7 shipping and then you do another order, you got another $7 shipping. So it's a negative. And there's a limit of 2, so you can only get 2. So I'm just putting all that out there for information purposes for everybody that you need to know. So how does my story go? Well, I had an even more challenging issue. When my browser came back up, I had to re-log into literally everything. Like I When the internet came back on, I closed my browser because it was just locked up, I guess. I don't know. It was trying to, every tab was trying to reload, and it wasn't working. So I closed it, and I opened it, and logged me out of everything. I had to re-log into everything. Seeing as it wasn't really, I guess it really wasn't that time sensitive, I was able to get my Fatal Fluffies in the afternoon. It still was very frustrating. Hasbro has nothing to do with me losing the internet. It's not a big deal. I got it all back. I'm all back up and running now. You don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. It's just how that usually goes. But that was another frustrating thing on top of it. Plus, just communication with people it's just much harder. And I can't do anything from my phone. It just sucks. Everything takes much longer. And then I always end up like, you're keying in 70 different things you got to key in. One little digit's wrong, the whole thing's just, you got to start over. It's horrible. I hate doing anything on my phone. I'd rather just do it on a computer. But let's get into explaining what happened here. So we've got this on pre-order status right now. And one of the things I really started to notice was the fact that when it was up, I'm fairly certain it said in stock. It didn't say pre-order. It said add to cart. It didn't say pre-order. This says pre-order. And, you know, a lot of times we don't really pay attention to the exact words or verbiage or all that kind of stuff. And so you might ask questions like, what does all that matter? So if you notice here, it says pre-order on it, and the other two say in stock. In stock means it's going to ship now. Now, I ordered my Tolly. I did get my Tolly, and I got my order confirmation, which I got from my Fluffy. But I also got PayPal saying that it's been billed already, which I wasn't expecting that. I thought these were all pre-orders and they'd come at a later date. And so that tells me that what they put up this morning was in stock. So the rest is pre-order for more to come down the road, which, let's get back to this picture. I think that is September 21st that it's coming down the road. And as it's August, September, that's a month away. They must be floating over here or something. I'm not really sure. Or they're just setting those expectations, but they might ship sooner. I don't really know. But with that, so there's a difference in how they're saying in stock versus pre-order. Now you notice everything else says in stock, and you click on it, it says in stock. You can add it to your cart, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't look like anything else is sold out. Actually, it doesn't look like anything's sold out other than the in stock of the Fatal Fluffies. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, and I like the most simplest explanations that are out there. Now, anybody that got frustrated about in stock, sold out, pre-order, then, I mean, it is what it is. I'm glad that they're offering more so that we can get what we want. And I know it's like a wild roller coaster of emotion. I never got upset about it, though. I just contemplate, because it's happened so much to me. But it hasn't happened a lot when I'm on my computer and I'm there in a 30-second time frame and I pre-set up for it all. But it happened today. And it was a little annoying. But there was so many other things going on today that it was just one of 15 things that I had to deal with. And at the end of the day, it all worked out, I guess. And this is kind of what it looks like if you order two. It's 120, and so 55, 110 in tax and all that. And so with that, you get the free shipping if you're going with, so $8. So you got to think about the shipping. I did want to speak with this about this a little bit. So if you're 50 divided by 8, which I should be able to do that in my head, but it's 6. So if you order 6 orders, 6.25, 6 orders, you've pretty much paid for premium. Now, I'm not trying to sell premium, and I'm not trying to give Hasbro a pat on the back or anything, but I will say that if you order 6 items, it's worth it. And then after today, I don't know how tomorrow's going to go. Tomorrow might decide, though. It might decide whether or not premium's worth it if you're going to buy more stuff. But then again, other people are predicting 2027 is the last year of classified. I don't think so. I think it'll go a little further than that. I think at least 28, but well, we don't know. Future's uncertain. And now that we kind of got that out of the way, there are some more things on Pulse up for order, pre-order, and looks like if you look down there at the bottom, the red snake is back up for pre-order again. So not sure what's going on with that. They have more. It says low stock. Well, they might actually have low stock. What does that mean? Less than 10? I don't know. Low stock on pre-order. I mean, couldn't you just take pre-orders for a month and then make it? I don't know. That would make more sense, but it doesn't say anything like this at Amazon. Amazon sells a ton pre-orders, it appears, it seems like, but anyhow, pass that information along. Flash is still up for pre-order right there if you want to get that. I went through BBTS, but I mean, you can get it through Pulse also. Pulse always sells out first on everything, and everything looks to be still in pre-orderable status. All this newer stuff, well, it's very expensive. So let me know if you were able to get this. Well, if you were on this roller coaster with me, and I have no idea when the pre-order is going to turn to sold out again, but I have a feeling it will. One of the reasons, of course, Troop Builder and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just curious how your day went. And I know that I made a video giving a heads up to everybody, and then a lot of people telling me that it was sold out in 2 minutes. And I have no idea when it went back up, but it seemed like in the afternoon sometime. So anyhow, good luck to everybody that doesn't have the premium. I'm not trying to push anybody to get premium, because mine was expired for a full year, and I didn't use it at all for a whole year. And so with that, I'm really not an advocate for it. But I guess you can hate the game all you want, but if you decide to be a player, you got to do what you got to do, right? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Good luck, everybody, tomorrow. And hopefully I can get this model kit done so I can do a video about it. Teddy Urbanger out.